the war in Iran has caused a domino effect. The immediate effect was it inflated artificially the price of fuel. As we all know, more than doubled. Now, this created a domino effect in almost everything. Hindi lang naman sa transportation cost. Sa hanay ng mga naghahanap buhay using yung mga public utility vehicles natin, it ate their income. Naubos yung income ng mga driver. Bakit kanyo? Dumoble yung cost ng fuel na sinasagot ng mga driver, pero yung pamasahe hindi naman tumaas. Nag-file sila ng fare increase, greenant, pero hindi pinatupad. Bakit hindi pinatupad? Kasi sinabi, kawawa naman yung mananakay dahil tataas yung pamasahe. Pero kawawa rin naman yung mga transport sector, yung mga driver, yung mga operator na kailangan naman ring kumita. So, meron tayong dyan. How does government balance those things? Hindi pwedeng sabihin doon sa mga driver, sa operator, pasensya na kayo, magtiis na lang muna kayo, bumiyahe kayo nang hindi kumikita. Ang pagtaas ng presyo ng gasolina also affected everything. Logistics, which brought up cost of food, presyo ng mga bilihin tumaas dahil you need tracking services to bring mga gulay, yung mga karne galing sa probinsya, papunta sa Metro Manila at iba-ibang parte ng ating bansa. So prices of food also went up. Yung mga motorcycle taxi, nakita rin natin yung dilemma nila dahil tumaas rin yung fuel cost nila. Liliit rin yung kita. Coupled with yung inaangal kanina ng ating kaibigan, kasi magkaiba yung ang TNC o yung nag-ooperate nung tawag ba doon ng apps. Ang gusto nila, dumami yung sasakyan sa platform nila. Kasi pag mas madaming sasakyan sa platform, mas madaling mapupuntahan ng sasakyan yung pasahero. Pero habang dumadami yung sasakyan sa platform, lumiliit naman ang kita ng mga driver. Kasi parang pizza yan, dinami mo yung slice, mas konti ang makakain. Pagka madaming vehicle sa platform, mas konting pasahero ang makukuha ng mga TNVS. So yun naman yung dilemma nila. The airlines also had the same similar problem because of high aviation fuel cost. Ang naging resulta niyan was itaas yung pamasahe, itaas yung fuel surcharge, which also affects everyone who rides the plane. Hindi lang yung mga taong sumasakay, pati yung mga cargo na isinasakay dyan. Now, there were different solutions, different approaches na ibinigay ng gobyerno. Pagdating doon sa mga driver, anong sinabi ng gobyerno? Ay, bigyan natin ng ayuda. Bigyan natin sila ng 5,000. Hirap na hirap ang DSWD sa pagbibigay niyan. In fact, hanggang ngayon, isipin nyo, magdadalawang buwan na, hindi pa tapos. Hindi pa rin kumpleto. Marami rin umaangal na hindi sila nabigyan. Pati yung mga mangingisda umaangal dahil yung mga bangka nila, kailangan din raw nila ng ayuda, hindi lahat nakakuha. But DSWD, I know, is trying to do their best. But we know, may limitations in doing that. Tama yung sinabi ni Juliet, kasama ni Ma'am Juliet, sinabi niya, it's a band-aid solution. While nakakatulong, hindi solusyon ng problema. Alam ni Kaboy at ni Kaobet ito. Bakit kanyo? Ang gusto natin, yung mga PUVs, bumalik sa kalsada para may masakyan yung mga tao. Pag binigyan mo na 5,000, ganito mangyayari. Ang driver hindi na lang babiyahe. Bakit kanyo? Meron kang 5,000 na galing sa ayuda. Yung 1,000, gagamitin mo pang-boundary ng jeep. Yung 3,000, gagamitin mo pambili ng krudo. So, dun sa 5,000 ayuda na nakuha mo, 4,000 na kaagad ang nawala. Kikita ngayon yung driver ng 2,000. So, yung masipag yung driver So may 1,000 siyang natira, may 2,000 siyang kinita. So yung 5,000 nabigay sa kanyang ayuda, pag bumahi siya, mababawasan pa ng 2,000. So anong gagawin ng driver? Hindi na lang babiyahe. Dahil mapapagod lang siya, mababawasan pa yung kita. So it's not a solution. Of course, it helps. Makakatulong, pambili ng pagkain, pambayad ng kuryente, pero hindi makapagbabalik ng mga sasakyan sa kalsada na kailangan natin at kailangan to sustain yung livelihood naman ng mga driver at yung mga operator. Now, I remember the President requested Congress to enact, to approve, to file and approve yung emergency bill to empower the President to temporarily suspend excise tax. In fact, I filed 2 House bills. One to suspend excise tax and another to suspend both the excise tax and the value-added tax. Sometimes, the best solution to a problem is the simplest solution. More than 40 other countries suspended their tax on fuel. Kasi immediate yon. Ang effect is immediate, nararamdaman ng mga tao. Dahil hindi lang naman ang mga PUV drivers ang bumibili ng gasolina. Lahat ng may auto bumibili ng gasolina at lahat ng gumagamit ng gasolina naaapektuhan ng pagtaas. Now, ano yung sinabi? Bakit ayaw i-implement yung excise tax? Mas maganda raw targeted approach doon lang sa mga affected. But it is not just the drivers who are affected, not only the vehicle owners. The middle class is heavily affected, and the middle class and the near poor are heavily taxed. Yan yung nagso-shoulder ng ng bulk ng tax collection. They also need a reprieve. The problem with the middle class, usually they do not qualify for any government subsidy. So why discount them? We should not use them as a reason na wag natin i-suspend yung excise kasi pati yung mga middle class makikinabang. I don't think that that's the right reason to not to suspend it. As we all know, both the middle class and the near poor are also classified as vulnerable. They're susceptible. Pagka na-hospital, yung isa sa may pamilya, nadideplete yung savings. Pagka nawala ng trabaho, depleted din yung ipon and they become, hindi na sila middle class. So they also need a reprieve. Andito yung DOF. Ang tanong ko, why don't we temporarily suspend implementation of the excise tax? Ang binigay na reason dati is sayang yung revenues generated by the imposition of excise tax. But my argument doon is nagkaroon na ng windfall ang gobyerno because of VAT. VAT is a percentage tax. Habang tumataas yung cost of fuel, yung collection ng VAT tumataas rin. So may windfall na. Even if we suspend temporarily, I'm not saying totally, if we suspend temporarily the excise tax, ano yung tulong niyan? It will reduce gasoline cost by 10 pesos. It would reduce diesel cost by 6 pesos per liter. And it will directly, hindi na mapapagod, maglista ang LTFRB at DSWD ng mga beneficiary ng ayuda, hindi na rin mapapagod yung tao pumila, and it will have an immediate effect doon sa mga concerned people and most of the Filipino people. Now, can I ask the DOF bakit hindi na natin i-consider yon?
Yes. Who can answer that from the DOF?
Good afternoon, Mr. Chair and members of the committee and fellow guests.
Ma'am, paki-mention lang po ang name natin.
Rowena Santa Clara from the Department of Finance. Actually, base po sa pag-aaral ng DBCC, the initial recommendation was to just suspend the excise tax on LPG and kerosene to help yung families using those products po. But the DBCC is tasked to review its recommendation every month. So we're studying the other components of the petroleum products. So ayun po, Mr. Chair.
Chair, through
Yes,
you.
go ahead.
Yung suspension ng excise tax on LPG and kerosene, only a fraction of the problem has been addressed. Totoo, yung mga nagluluto, using gasol, natulungan natin ng onte. Pero it did not solve the problem that the high fuel cost increased the cost of everything, hindi lang yung cost ng pagluluto. Because it increased logistic cost. Yung mga binibili, yung mga pagkain na galing, mga gulay galing sa probinsya, dinadali dito, tumaas. Yung cost ng kuryente, tumaas din. Now, yung sa akin, I know na nangihinayang tayo sa revenues na nagaling sa excise tax. But is it not true that there was a windfall already because of VAT? Dumoble. If collection ng VAT, when fuel price averaged at 50 pesos, ang VAT doon is just 6 pesos. Tumaas na ng 100, umabot pa nga ng 140 eh. So ibig sabihin yung VAT collection more than doubled for almost 2 months now. So malaki na yung napundar ng gobyerno. So why not give a temporary reprieve sa mga tao? Like what other countries did. Dito malapit sa atin, Australia did it, Indonesia did it, Cambodia did it, even Canada, Ghana, even Germany did it, Hungary did it.
Who will answer it? DOF o DBM o...
Mr. Chair, we take note of the recommendations of the Honorable Congressman. We're closely monitoring the movements of the prices of fuel, and maybe in the meeting of the DBCC, pag-aaralan po namin yung mga bagay na yan for the next recommendation.
Yes, Mr. Chair, thank you very much. But, you know, this problem has existed since for almost 2 months now. Kung pag-aaralan nyo pa rin, baka mag-overtake, baka bumalik na yung presyo ng baka bumaba na ulit yung presyo ng gasolina. Because under the law, kailangan above 80 per barrel bago natin masuspend yung excise tax. Eh kung bumaba na ulit at 80 per barrel, then no one will benefit from it. Dahil lagi natin ginagawang rason, hindi, pag-aaralan namin. You know, it's very easy to say, kagaya kanina ang solusyon. Hindi, sige, to bring down fuel cost, let's deregulate the fuel industry. If you listen to all the interviews of Mr. Ramon Ang, he would always say, if government believes that they can run Petron better, then he's willing to sell it to government. Dahil anong sinasabi niya? With our net, with their gross revenues na 800 billion, ang net revenues nila was 8 billion, 1% of yung kanilang investment. So sabi niya, gobyerno, bilhin nyo na lang, tignan nyo kung mapapatakbo nyo. Total left our country because it was not earning. Phoenix is closed. And I know there's another oil major who wants to go out of the country also. Hindi yan. Iba yun. But the point is, even if we deregulate the market, then government needs to come up with the capital needed to buy the fuel so they could sell it at whatever price that they want. Alam ni Director Rino Abadian dahil Napocor bought its own fuel para matulungan yung during the time that there were uncertainty sa supply, DOE decided through Napocor bibili kami para may konting buffer. but they now know how much fuel costs. And to be able to subsidize that fuel, to bring down the cost of fuel. That's the only way you could bring down the cost of fuel eh. If government subsidizes it. But meron bang ganun kalaking pera yung gobyerno? O utangin natin. It's easy to say, private sector, mag-buffer kayo ng malaki. Pero paano yung cost of money? Diba? I don't know if there are any companies that would be willing to borrow that much money only to put the product in stock. So, I hope DOF, sana mas bilisan natin because I think our countryman needs this. Yung konting reprieve lang from yung to immediately lower fuel cost. Let's suspend excise tax. Hindi na nga yung VAT eh. Alam niyo pagka sinuspend yung VAT at excise, on gasoline alone, I think mga 19 pesos. On diesel, 16 pesos per liter ang mababawas. That's a huge reprieve. Pero yung atin, hindi na nga both. Just the excise para lang may immediate na tulong imbis na meron pa tayong targeted ayuda, which madami rin losses. Thank you, Mr. Chair.